Ladies and gentlemen, WWE RAW. I'm here to talk about Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, and my goodness, have they made them completely uninteresting? I'm about to hop into that. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. You can find me on Twitter at OMGGrubby and at 2SweetPod. That's where I do my live show tweeting. So, last night, man, was just quite the up and down night for WWE RAW. Great segment to start the show, but after that, man, just not much interesting at all outside of the club. I'll get into that on the podcast. That'll either be coming tomorrow or Thursday. Most likely tomorrow because the 4th of July is on Thursday. So I'll try to get the podcast in tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I got a lot of stuff coming up on that. I'm going to be talking some Impact Wrestling as well. So Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, they cut this promo backstage, and Seth Rollins is talking about how he gets a little, he doesn't get overzealous, and Becky Lynch just grabs the mic to start making this noise, and I'm like, she's doing that for like 10 seconds, and it is one of the worst promos of the entire year, man. They had this angle with Maria and Mike Kanellis. I bet Becky Lynch wins the match. That was confusing in itself, that angle with Maria and Mike Kanellis. But sticking with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, they have completely made them uninteresting. Becky Lynch is nothing more than Seth's girlfriend. Like, we're talking about Becky Lynch, the #1 draw in all of WWE at one point. The most interesting thing, the most interesting person, male or female, on TV in all of WWE at one point has been reduced to Seth Rollins' girlfriend. And it's like, who is this? Like, I look at Becky Lynch, like, I don't even recognize her anymore as the man. Like, she's no longer that. She is just a shell of herself. And looking at Seth Rollins, he's a shell of himself too. This title reign, this is one of the under radar things that nobody is talking about. This title reign has been really bad. And I don't necessarily blame Seth Rollins. I blame WWE, because when you look at the entirety of his title reign, the only good thing that's come out of it is the AJ Styles match. That was no pun intended, it was a phenomenal match. The storyline itself wasn't interesting. And you look at the rest of his title reign, the stuff with Brock Lesnar hasn't been interesting. The stuff with Baron Corbin hasn't been interesting. And when you look at the Becky Lynch storyline, Seth comes off as uninteresting and bland as babyface Seth Rollins. It doesn't help that he comes off much better as a heel, but him as a face is very bland to me. And this relationship storyline does him no favors as well. He had the most momentum of anybody at one point as well, on the way to WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble. And now he's been reduced to just another guy on the roster that just so happens to hold the most prestigious title on WWE RAW. So I look at the situation, and I'm not invested into any of them anymore, Seth Rollins or Becky Lynch. Like, pre-Royal Rumble, I was very invested into their characters. I just shoot back to, before they won the Royal Rumble. Like, I knew both of them was going to win, and it was pretty obvious, but at the same time, they had reached such heights in their storylines to where I was very interested in seeing them win and go on to win the titles at WrestleMania. Now that they have him, and now that they're in these storylines with Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, I don't find them interesting whatsoever, and it is such a shame, because these should be two top draws, and they were at one time two top draws for the company, but now they're just uninteresting to me. Let me know your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree with me. Let me know your thoughts in the YouTube comments or on Twitter at 2SweetPod. That's the number 2SweetPod, and at OMGGrubby.